Year 1699, Sauron overruns Eriador. But now Sauron attempted to gain the mastery of Eriador. Lothlorien could wait. Sauron's immediate purpose was to take Lindon, where he believed that he had most chance of seizing one, or more, of the three rings, and he called in his scattered forces and marched west towards the land of Gil-galad, ravaging as he went. But his force was weakened by the necessity of leaving a strong detachment to contain Elrond and prevent him coming down upon his rear. As a result, not only did the great city of Khazad-dûm become a dwelling for the orcs of Sauron, but the eager delving of the dwarves had aroused a Balrog. Year 1700, Tar Minestir sends a great navy from Numenor to Lindon. Sauron is defeated. Sauron had mastered all Eriador, save only besieged Imladris, and had reached the line of the river Lun. He had summoned more forces, which were approaching from the southeast, and were indeed in Ainedwaith, at the crossing of Tharbad, which was only lightly held. Gil-galad and the Númenóreans were holding the Lun in desperate defense of the Grey Havens, when in the very nick of time the great armament of Tar Minestir came in, and Sauron's host was heavily defeated and driven back. The Númenórean admiral Kirjar-Tur, the shipmaster, sent part of his ships to make a landing further south. Sauron was driven away southeast, after great slaughter at the Sandford, and though strengthened by his force at Tharbad, he suddenly found a host of the Númenóreans again in his rear. For Kirjar-Tur had put a strong force ashore at the mouth of the Gwathlo, that is, the Grey Flood, where there was a small Númenórean harbour. This was Vinyalonde. In the Battle of Gwathlo, Sauron was routed utterly, and he himself only narrowly escaped. Year 1701, Sauron is driven out of Eriador. The Westlands have peace for a long while. Sauron's small remaining force was assailed in the east of Rohan, and he, with no more than a bodyguard, fled to the region, afterward called Dagorlad, the battle plain, whence broken and humiliated he returned to Mordor and vowed vengeance upon Numenor. The army that was besieging Imladris was caught between Elrond and Gil-galad and utterly destroyed. Eriador was cleared of the enemy, but lay largely in ruins. Though Galadriel deemed it her duty to remain in Middle-earth while Sauron was still unconquered, she determined to leave Lothlorien and to dwell near the sea. She committed Lothlorien to Amroth, and passing through Moria with Celebrian, she came to Imladris, seeking Celeborn. There she found him, and there they dwelt together for a long time, and it was then that Elrond first saw Celebrian and loved her, though he said nothing of it. It was while Galadriel was in Imladris that the first White Council was held, and it was there determined that an elvish stronghold in the east of Eriador should be maintained at Imladris rather than in Eregion. At that time also, Gil-galad gave Vilya, the Blue Ring, to Elrond, and appointed him to be his vice-regent in Eriador, but the Red Ring he kept, until he gave it to Círdain when he set out from Lindon in the days of the last alliance. For many years the Westlands had peace, and time in which to heal their wounds. Year 1731, another date for the ascension of Tar Minestir to the throne of Numenor as the 9th king and 11th ruler of that realm.
One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, in the darkness bind them. 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the dark lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
Exsurge Tolkien, Secundum Tolkien, Counter the Rings of Power, Heresy Aeternum. This concept is copyrighted 2024 by Novus Renaissance, the home of the supernatural fantasy series Vahdor and its lost legends and sagas of pre-flood Earth. Come and join us on an epic adventure and discover our books, music, merch, and the inspiration of your imagination.